History is written by the winners, but it's often edited by storytellers, propagandists, and Hollywood. We think we know these iconic stories by heart, but what if the most famous facts from history are nothing more than fairy tales? Prepare to have your textbook knowledge turned upside down as we debunk 10 historical myths you probably still believe. The most enduring myth about Napoleon is that he was a tiny man with a height complex. The truth? Napoleon was about 5 feet 6 inches tall, which was actually slightly above average for a Frenchman in the early 19th century. The confusion arose from a difference between French and British measurement units. The British, who loved to mock their enemy, used the term inches that were shorter than French inches, making him seem about 5 feet 2 in British propaganda. The myth of the Little Corporal was a brilliant and lasting piece of psychological warfare. The image of a savage Viking raider is inseparable from the horned helmet, but archaeologists have never found a single Viking-era helmet with horns. The practical Norse warriors would never wear such an impractical thing. A horned helmet is a perfect handle for an enemy to grab in battle. This myth was popularized in the 1870s by a German costume designer for Wagner's opera cycle, The Ring of the Nibelung. So we can thank 19th century Romanticism, not the 9th century Norsemen, for this iconic but false image. This myth is the ultimate comfort for struggling students. Even the genius of geniuses was bad at math. Except, he wasn't. Einstein was actually a brilliant student from a young age. He mastered calculus by age 15. The myth likely started because he did fail the entrance exam to the Zurich Polytechnic. But he was 2 years younger than the usual candidate, and he aced the math and science sections, only failing the botany, zoology, and language sections. So the story is not just wrong, it's the exact opposite of the truth. We're taught that Christopher Columbus bravely proved the Earth was round to a bunch of flat earthers. The reality? Educated Europeans had known the Earth was a sphere since the ancient Greeks. Every learned medieval scholar, monk, and king accepted this as fact. The myth of the flat Earth was actually invented in the 19th century by writers like Washington Irving, who fabricated the story to make Columbus seem more heroic. The real debate wasn't about the shape of the Earth, but its size. Columbus drastically underestimated it, and was lucky a continent was in the way. History is not a list of facts, it's a story that's constantly being rewritten. Question what you think you know. What other historical facts have you heard that might not be true? The search for the real story is often more fascinating than the myth itself.